Welcome to Susan's YouTube channel. This is the first time I've ever had a YouTube channel, and it is the first time that I've ever had a chair yoga class online. So I'm actually very excited about everything, and I'm hoping that you have a great experience over the next hour, and that you enjoy yourselves and love me, and I'll love you back. It's all about that right now. What else can we offer one another? We're taking time to retreat and give back and be with families and spend that quality time that we so seek in life. What really matters. So this is the good that is coming out of this, and I can only hope for the best, and for lessons learned, and for lessons in efficiency as well, in all matters. So, all right, shall we get started? So, I like to start out today with a very basic sort of class. It's just going to kind of loosen us up. We've been kind of restricted lately. We haven't been together for a while. Our bodies might be tight. So we want to really get going again with some really easy things that we're used to doing. Most of it is what we're used to doing. I am introducing a few new things. Some people that might be watching this video one day will be completely oblivious to anything I'm presenting, so it's just a great basic introduction to the kind of yoga that I teach. So, join me. We begin every class by opening the sacred circle. And this is a way to open your heart and your experience to the guidance of your own higher power, whatever it may be, the creator or nature, whatever it is that you love and respect and feel is the glory and the majesty of life. So we're going to open up our sacred circle and share this experience together by chanting 3 times Om Shanti Shalom. And that means Om is the creative principle. So whatever you imagine is the creator of what is, that is creating one thing, peace. And Shanti and Shalom both mean peace in different languages. So join me in this chant to open our sacred circle and our sacred experience. So let's bring our hands together in Anjali Mudra and put our thumbs against the sternum of the breastplate. All right. We're going to close our eyes and we're going to breathe in 3 times, and then we're going to chant Om Shanti Shalom 3 times. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. And breathe in to begin our mantra. Om Shanti Shalom. Om Shanti Shalom. Om Shanti Shalom. Breathe in and hold. Expand your lungs in your held breath and let it go and relax and open your eyes. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to begin to move the body. But before that, we want to actively sit on the chair. We don't want to be slumped in the chair because we're here to do yoga. We're here to do something that's very healthful for the body. We're trying to get ourselves to move after a long period of inertia. Let's put it that way. I haven't seen you for so long. So the first thing we want to do is come forward on the chair for sitting mountain position. All right. You don't want to be falling off the floor, onto the floor rather,
but you do want to be stable on the chair, more towards the edge, because that activates, that allows this part of your body, see, all of this to be active and to move around, right? From this foundation. Okay, that's where we're going to move from. So the first thing we do is we take our hands and we put them in between our knees and stabilize the position at hip distance apart. And our feet are flat on the floor. They're pressing into the ground by tightening the thigh muscles and pushing into the ground as if we were about to stand up, okay? And we're pushing into the ground at the base of the big toe, the little toe, and the heel. So push into the ground as if you're going to stand up, and that's the feeling we want to get when we're actively sitting, the foundation of every movement, all right? So the next thing you want to do is take the excess flesh from the derriere, all right? We tend to have a lot of flesh there that is blocking when we're sitting the contact or the connection or the closeness of the sit bones, the lower parts of the hip bones that are in contact with the chair. All right, so this brings them down in connection with the chair closer. All right, so we're going to be pushing into the chair, into our sit bones with a downward force as we are pushing into the ground. So the lower part of the body is pushing in a lower direction, and the upper part of the body, conversely, is pushing in an upward direction. All right, how do we create that? We pull up imagining a string coming from the top of our head and pulling up on the spine, all right, rolling the shoulders out, opening the sternum, the breastplate to the world, and then we are ready to start our yoga. Once we have this upward force in the upper part of the body and the downward force in the lower part of the body, you're not going to hold that all the time, but you're going to always start that way. If you can remember, if I can remind you to do that, to check it out before you begin. All right, so another thing we want to do is lower our hands like this. The arms themselves are going in kind of a downward force, all right? They're stretching away from the shoulders, stretching all the muscles of the shoulders and the arms, right? So downward force there, downward force with the legs. This in and of itself is a very strong, powerful, and stabilizing movement. Sitting mountain. All right, take a nice deep breath. Hold it and breathe out. Breathe into the belly, expand the belly, and breathe out. Expand the belly and then the ribs, and breathe out the ribs and then the belly. Then breathe into the belly, the ribs, and then let it swoosh up into your head. And let it swoosh back down through the ribs and then the belly and out into the world. Breathe in, belly, ribs, and swoosh. And back down again. And relax the hands in the receptive position. If they're down toward the thighs, they're not receptive. But in this way, they are receptive. Okay, so now that we're in sitting mountain position, we can begin to move the body in any way that's comfortable to you. You don't want to overdo it. We've been very, very immobile for a few weeks, and we want to slowly and gently introduce the body to movement again. So just a little bit of swaying from side to side, not too much, don't overdo it. Pay attention to your body. Close your eyes if you really want to pay attention, right? And when you close your eyes, you don't see anything outside of you, which is very distracting. When you close your eyes, you can look inside of yourself and then see where your limitations are. All right, so once you've been swaying a little bit to side, slowly but surely, then you want to begin to hinge forward and open the chest and the neck. And then move back and close the neck, moving back, stretching the spine in a backwards and a forwards position, opening and closing the neck as well, moving the muscles that connect the upper spine to the head and the lower spine to the hips. And coming to neutral position, you're going to be turning the body now. Forward, sideways, backwards, all around, loosening the hip muscles, the muscles that connect the lower part of the body to the upper part of the body. Take it the opposite direction. Releasing all the tension that's been building up as we've been sitting around, not doing yoga. No fault of our own. But now you can watch me on video. All right. So come to the center, into the neutral position in the middle. Let's check our sitting mountain position again. Check that downward force and the upward force. And breathe. We're going to be going a lot slower today and taking a lot of breaths in between the movements so that we don't overdo it. All right. So now we're going to take that gentle shift and introduce a shrug of the shoulder. Shift to the side and shrug the shoulder up. Feel the stretch all the way down to the hips. And move to the other side. Shrug that shoulder up. Stretch the other side of the body. Go nice and slowly, breathing in, breathe in. And breathe out as you swing to the other direction. Breathe in. And then come to the center. Shrug both shoulders up towards the ceiling, breathing in. Hold it. Allow that oxygen to saturate your body and then relax the shoulders. Down. Squeeze them back up. Contracting the muscles of the shoulders, stretching them slowly and gently, and relax. And if you are very aware of areas that start to hurt when you move, avoid causing that pain. Just go to the bare edge of that pain so that you're stretching it out a little bit. Don't go into the pain and beyond. Pain, what is that? No pain, no gain. That's a different approach. That's not the yoga approach. And you can get to the same goal through the different approaches. So this is my choice. Anyway, so squeeze the shoulders up, breathing in, holding the contraction, and then letting it go, breathing out. All right, so now let's roll our shoulders forward, up and around, forward, up and around, breathing as we go. Breathing in, slowly but surely introducing these shoulder muscles to this movement up and around, which is maybe not something they've been doing for a couple of weeks. All right, now let's move in the back, raising the shoulders up and around from the back, squeezing the scapulas in the back, upper back together, waking that upper back up, breathing into it as we go. Warming up that part of the body. That's what we're doing, is we're warming up our muscles. That's what that means. We're getting them to work and to stretch, and that creates heat. So warmth, and that causes them to be able to more quickly relax. So that's a good thing that happens. All right, so now that we've been working with the shoulders, let's work a little bit with the hips. Okay, to open them up. We're just kind of doing a general opening of the whole body. And we're moving really slow. This is a very gentle, basic class. Because as I say, we haven't been together for a while. So, what you want to do is you want to grab the leg underneath the thigh. Lift it up. And begin to roll the whole leg in the shoulder, in the hip socket. Okay? Roll it around. Don't get the leg itself to move. Don't use the muscles of the leg or you're not going to be relaxing them. This way, by grabbing them with your hand and you're using the strength of your arms, you can actually get those muscles all to get stretched and relaxed by moving them in the hip like this. All right, let's go in the opposite direction. All right, and if you can't lift your leg this high, okay, let's say you can only lift your leg a little bit off the ground, then you might want to rest the other arm on the other leg and stabilize it like that while you're rolling the opposite leg around in the hip. Okay? So either do it up here or do it lower and lean into the leg. All right, I hope we did both directions. If we didn't, go ahead and switch directions. Lower that leg. And I want you to feel the difference between the two legs. This leg should feel warm and stretched and good, and this one, it feels kind of tight, right? So let's go ahead and do the same thing for this leg. Roll it around, or lean into the opposite leg, and roll it around like that, stabilizing the arm, putting the weight of the body on that arm while we lift the very heavy leg, okay, in one direction, and then the other, and then let it fall. All right, another thing we can do is we can lift the legs and have the lower part of the leg stir a pot, like we do with our other exercise. You can stir a pot like in this direction or in the opposite direction. All right. And now, before we leave this leg, let's take the ankle and the foot and let that ankle turn around in circles, both directions. Keep breathing. Let that leg go. Lift up the other one. And let's go ahead and stir that broth with this other leg. One direction and the opposite direction. And then take our foot, make that ankle turn around in one direction and then in the opposite direction. And let that fall. All right, so now both legs should feel kind of warmed up. All right, so now let's go ahead. I'm going to move down to the floor so that you can see what I'm doing. Anytime I'm doing exercises where I'm moving my hands above my head, I'm just going to go down to the floor in front of the chair. Okay, you're still on your chair, but I'm doing this for demonstration purposes. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is our stretch that we do with our arms, where we bring one arm up, grab it with the other arm, with the hand, all right? And you're pulling up on that arm. Pull up on it. Breathe into it as you pull it up. And then rest the head into the crux of the other arm. And then tip the body. Keep it on one plane. Don't move forward or backwards, but keep it on a flat plane like you're against a wall. And turn your body in one direction very slowly. We're just beginning to stretch the side muscles of the body all the way down to the hip. Breathe into the stretch. Lift it back up. Let go. Breathe into that arm, lengthen it. And then let it rain on down. Lift the other arm. Breathe in as you lift the arm. And breathe out as you grab it with the other hand. Breathe in again and lengthen the arm. And then put the head in the crux of the other arm. And bring your body leaning to the other side. Again, as if you were against a wall on a flat plane, right? And breathe into the side of the body. Breathe into all the muscles that go from the tip of your fingers all the way down to your hips. And once you feel satisfied with the stretch, bring it back up. Lengthen the arm one more time, let go. Breathe in and breathe out as you rain on down. Now we're going to do some arm stretches. Bring the arm up, the palm down. Halfway up, we're going to switch the palm to an upper direction. The reason we do that is because of an anatomical structure of the shoulder. There's a little bone in here that it's much better when you flip the palm when you're moving above this area, which is straight across from the shoulder. All right, so we're going to lift that arm up. We're going to lengthen the arm. Look at the hand, bring it up, lengthen, breathe in. Look up the hand, lengthen, and then eventually you're going to tip the whole body over again, resting the other arm in the lap or holding onto the arm of the chair. It's better if you can leave it in the lap. And then bring it back up, using your strength, but relaxing the body at the same time.
Lift up, breathe into the hand, look up at the hand rather, breathe in to the arm, and rain on down as you breathe out. Bringing the other arm up, halfway up, flip the palm over, breathe in as you bring the arm up over your head, and lengthen the arm as you breathe in and look at the hand. Hold it for a moment and then eventually let the air out as you tip to the opposite side. Trying to keep that arm nice and rounded and stretching all the muscles of the side of the body from the tips of the fingers to the lower. Bring it up, breathe in, and relax and rain down as you breathe out. All right, now the next one, I'm going to be bringing my arms up over my head, so everybody join me. Bring your arms up, breathing in, move your legs a little bit apart, and I'm going to move up to the chair to do the next part. Okay, so I'm breathing in, my legs are apart a little bit, and then I'm going to hinge forward, keeping those arms nice and long, and reaching for the opposite side of the room. Reaching as if you're trying to grab something at the opposite end of this room. Breathing in, and then use all the strength of your body, keeping your arms nice and long, and bring yourself up, using your core muscles. Breathe in, and rain on down as you breathe out. Beautiful. Bring your legs together again, with the two fists hip width apart. Stabilize yourself, find your position, push down, remove the flesh. Breathe in, roll your shoulders. Create the sitting mountain position once again. We're ready to go for the next one. All right, so let's go ahead and interlace our hands in front of us. All right, and we're going to bring our arms up and down the horizon, stretching the arms away from the shoulders as we do it, as much as is comfortable. You don't want to stretch it really hard forward, unless you've been working on it for a while, okay? And since we haven't been doing too much movement or yoga, we want to be very gentle in our stretching the arms away from the shoulders, okay? So, we're going to be breathing in and out as we perform this exercise, all right? Lower the hands down the horizon as you lengthen the arms. And watch it with your eyes. This is an exercise for the eyes as well. And watch the hands as they go up the horizon, reaching for the upper limits. The hands can go up higher than the head. The eyes can follow the hands. Hold the hands all the way up. Breathe in. And then let that air out as you bring those hands down the horizon. And let them go. All right, rub your elbows a little bit because that can strain the elbows just by stretching them in ways that they're not used to moving. All right, now let's go ahead and put our arms behind us and clasp our hands behind us. And do me a favor, whichever fingers you interlaced just now in the behind you, switch to the other fingers. All right, we want to change our habits a little bit. All right, so go ahead and straighten the arms and watch how the chest expands with just that simple movement of straightening the arms. And if you're on a wheelchair, just maybe lean forward a little bit while you put those arms behind you and straighten them behind you. Okay, give it some space. All right. So now, the next movement will take this stretch as far as it can go. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to begin to hinge forward as we bring those arms up behind us. All right, so we're hinging forward with our chest and we're raising our arms behind us, creating a most marvelous stretch for across the top of the chest, right around here, and also for the lower back. All right, and for the arms, of course, and the shoulders. I mean, it's a very beneficial stretch. Let's put it that way. Okay. So then we slowly bring those arms down and we hinge back up. We release the arms and we shake them out like so. And take a nice deep breath.
Okay, so the next exercise will be cactus, which we're very, very familiar with cactus. All right, so we're going to bring our hands into Anjali Mudra, and I'm actually going to come back down again for this one. Bring the microphone over here. And you're going to bring your hands in Anjali Mudra like we did at the very beginning and put them at the level of your belly button. Okay? So you're going to put the base of your hands at the level of the belly button, and you're going to be watching the hands as they come up the center line of the body. All right? You're going to watch the hands, watch them slowly as they come up. And when they're pointing straight to the heavens, you're going to pop the palms forward. And as you bring the elbows out to the side, you're going to bring your chin down parallel with the floor. You're going to hold your arms in this cactus position, a very strong position, and pull your arms back to squeeze and stretch the muscles of the upper back. Okay. Then bring your hands back together in Anjali Mudra. Put it at the base of your belly button again. And let's move up the center line of the body, pointing straight upwards. Pop the palms forward, but this time you're going to leave your neck up, your chin up, and you're going to keep that neck open as you bring the arms to the side and open up that chest nice and wide. Give your heart and your lungs space.
Okay, the next exercise we're going to do is we're going to be twisting the spine because we haven't done any twisting today. So we're not going to do it the usual way. What we're going to do is we're going to hug ourselves. Okay, so you take your palms and put them over the scapula, the wing bones back here. All right, just give yourself a good hug. And then you're going to begin to go back and forth, back and forth, keeping your feet solid on the ground, back and forth. But just gently twisting the spine just a little bit. All right. So now come to the center and let's go to the next level. All right, we're going to do the I Dream of Jeannie move, which is holding the elbows with the hands. And now we're going to do the same movement. We're going to go back and forth, twisting the spine, nice and slowly. Maybe I'm going a little too fast for you. But you see that now the spine is twisting a little bit further than it did before. If you think of the spine as being like a spiral in its twist, the spiral is becoming tighter. Okay? So we're loosening up the spine and twisting it and moving it in the direction that it goes more and more with each step. All right, now we're going to bring our fingertips together and we're going to make the twist even deeper. All right, so go ahead and make that same movement with your body. Feet are still on the ground. I'm going to move my microphone just a tad here. And move, and you can see that the twist is getting deeper and deeper. That spiral is getting tighter and tighter. And you are moving your spine more and more. All right, the final level of this exercise is to bring your hands out into a helicopter type shape, like helicopter blades, and you're going to be whirling around from one side to another. And keep breathing throughout the exercise. All right. Twisting back and forth. Now you can see that that twist is getting even deeper still. It's kind of a fun way of doing the twist, a little bit different than we're used to. All right. And bring your hands down. Okay, so the next exercise is a kind of a movement. By the way, I had to change my hair because it was getting so frizzy from all the activity. The next exercise will be a movement that is a very real movement. I think it's a lot more fun when you do something that's real, like you move in a real way, like you row a boat or you swim, okay? Well, this one is going to be picking apples. We've done this once before. We're going to be picking apples with our hands, twisting them off the stem, and very delicately carrying them down. We're going to pretend that they have a little weight to them, okay? So we can't just pull them down. We have to bring them down slowly. And then we look to the side, and we reach out and we drop them into the basket, okay? Then we bring our hand back. We reach up, grab another apple, twist it off the stem, pull it down delicately with weight, and hand it to our friend. Okay, there's a lot of people that are hungry these days, so we want to share our food and give them what we can. Now we're going to take the other arm, reach up, pick a fruit from the tree, pick the apple from the tree, carry it down very delicately. It's got a little weight to it. We're going to lean to the side and drop it into the basket. Bring it back, lift our hands up, pick another apple, and pull it down, and hand it to another friend. Okay? All right, so we're going to be doing this exercise, and then I'm going to change it up a little bit and make it a little bit more challenging. Okay, so reach up for the apple, pick it, pull it down with a little weight, reach to the side and drop it in the basket. Bring it back, reach up, grab another apple, pick it off the stem, pull it down, give it a little weight, hand it to your friend. Take the other arm, reach up, grab the apple, pull it down, reach to the side, drop it in the basket, pull it back, reach up, grab for another apple, pull it down, and hand it to a friend. All right, now we're going to change it up. We're going to use both hands at the same time. And one arm is going to be reaching out and dropping the apple into the basket, and the other arm is going to be giving it to a friend. All right, so you have to think. You have to really work this out and think about it. So reach both hands up, pick apples, bring them down delicately, give them a little weight, and then let's turn to the side to drop the apple into the basket. And then you can turn forward and look at your friend. Bring the arms back. Reach up, grab two more apples, bring them down. Reach to the side, look, drop it in the basket, and then look at your friend. All right? Let's do it one more time, a little bit faster. All right. Reach up, pick the apples, bring them down. Reach to the basket, drop it, hand it to a friend. Bring the hands together, reach up, grab an apple, bring it down, hand one to the basket, and hand one to your friend. All right, thank you for having a little fun with me today. All right, so let's work with the hands a little bit more and reach them out and lift the fingertips straight up, okay? All right, we're gonna grab the other fingertips with one hand and pull those fingers back. You can see, pulling them back towards the body, all right? And you should feel a lot of stretch down here on the bottom part of the arm. All right, put the other one up, grab it with this other hand now, pull it back towards the body, stretch underneath the arm. It feels really, really good. And now, fold both of the hands down and curl the fingers toward the body. You see? They're curling towards the body, and the more you curl them, the more you stretch these muscles underneath the arm again. So you're stretching them in a slightly different way. And you're also stretching the muscles on the tops of the hands. Okay. All right. So the next thing that we do is we bring our hand into a fist, okay, and we stretch our hands out really, really wide, and then squeeze into a fist, and stretch our hands out really, really wide, and squeeze into a fist. And then roll those fists around in one direction and in the other direction. All right. Very good. And rest and relax your hands on your thighs. All right. So we're going to do one more thing with our hands. We're going to bring the backs of our hands together. All right. And we're going to combine this with the breathing. And we're going to bring the arms out to the side. And as we bring them to the side, the hands are going to flip over very, very slowly. And we're going to raise our head. And we're going to take a nice deep breath as we're doing all that. All right? So then when we come back, we're going to twist our palms back down so that we bring the backs of our hands together again. And our chin comes down to parallel to the floor. All right? So we're going to bring the hands out to the side, lift the chin up, take a nice deep breath, flip those palms over, breathe in all the way, hold that for a moment, and then bring those hands back, the chin down, and the backs of the hands together. All right, thank you very much for doing that. That was a wonderful exercise. Relax your hands and take a nice deep breath. Okay, we've done a lot of work with the upper part of the body, a little bit of work with the legs, but we're going to do more with the legs now. Okay, so we're going to do what's called the stick, and we're going to grab underneath the legs. This is something we do every week, but I don't know that I told you it was called the stick. So what we're going to do is we're going to lift that leg as much as we can comfortably and bring it up in the direction towards the chest. The chest is also going to move forward in the direction of the leg as it's coming toward it. So there's two things coming together. Now, if you cannot reach the chest, I want you to just simply lift the leg as much as you can, lean forward with your chest, and then whenever we're straightening our leg or the other things that we do, you just keep it down at that level. You don't try to reach up the way we do, or other people can. Okay? So, if you can reach the leg up, squeeze it towards your chest and your chest toward it. And then straighten the leg and support it underneath the knee. All right, lift the leg as much as is comfortable for you. Again, if it's down low, that's your limit and that's where you need to work from. So go ahead and lift. You can pump it up and down if you wish, like this, to stretch the hamstrings and stretch the thighs. And then bend the leg again, bring it towards the thigh, towards the chest rather, and then let it go down. Grab the other leg in the same way, bring it up towards the chest and the chest toward it. Again, if you can only lift it this far, that's your limit. Bring it up as far as you can, straighten the leg, support it underneath the knee, and lift the leg as much as you can. Just to give those hamstrings a little bit of a stretch, and move slowly when you're doing this kind of pumping that I described to you. Okay, just go very, very slowly. Bring the leg back up towards the chest toward it, and then let it go back down. All right, we're going to do it again and go straight into that other exercise that we always do. All right, grab the leg again, bring it up towards the chest, or as far as you can. Squeeze everything towards each other, stretch it out, and then straighten the legs, support it with the hands. Lift it up as high as possible. Breathe into any pain or soreness that you might be feeling just a little bit of. And then bend the leg and put the ankle on the knee next door. Okay? Now, this is an opportunity for us to stretch the hip muscles, because when we push down on the knee like this, or we lean on it with our bodies, we're actually turning the hips in an outward direction and stretching these muscles. So let's go ahead and stretch them out. Breathing into any soreness you may feel. And you can also pull back on the ankle and push away with the knee. All right? These are two different, this is something I've never mentioned before, but you can sort of pull on the ankle and push down on the knee and add a little bit of a stretch. Okay? All right, now hold on to the ankle, take the other arm across the body and over the ball of the foot. And we're going to breathe in deeply and pull everything in an upward direction as if we're pulling all of our muscles upwards. All right, here we go. Breathe in. And let it go. Breathe in. And let it go. And breathe in one more time. And then lean over that top leg for another wonderful, luxurious stretch. Breathe into any soreness you feel in the hip as you do this. And come up and let that leg go. All right, let's go ahead with the other leg. Same thing. Pull it up towards the chest and the chest toward it. Breathe into it. Straighten the leg, support it under the knee. Lift the leg to give it an extra stretch. And then bend the leg and put the ankle on the knee next door. Push down on the knee, pull back on the ankle a little bit and push down on the knee if you wish, or you can just hold the ankle and push down on the knee or lean on it with your body to stretch that hip. All right. Now just hold on to the ankle, take the other arm across the body and over the ball of the foot, and breathe in and up. Here we go. And let it go. Breathe in and up. And let it go. And breathe in and up. And then the last time, lean over that leg as much as you can. Stretch. Breathe in into any soreness that you might feel in the hip. And come on up and let that leg go. Wunderbar. All right. So now we'll do a little bit of stretching with the head. Okay, grab the head with your hand. We're going to do a slightly different version of it today. You can put out your other arm straight to the side, palm down for now. Okay. And pull the head with the other hand and notice that you can feel a stretch not only in the neck, but all the way down the arm as well. So it's an extra stretch that you get with the neck stretch. Again, breathe into the soreness. And slowly bring your head up and lower your hand. All right, switch arms. Grab the head with the other hand. Put out the arm. Okay, and pull the head in the opposite direction. Feeling the stretch all the way down the arm to the fingertips. It's a luxurious stretch, and it feels wonderful, and it's so rare that we get to do these kinds of things, so indulge in it. Slowly bring your head up and relax your hands. Take a nice deep breath. And relax. All right, let's work with the eyes. And then after we work with the eyes, we'll go into Shavasana, our restful phase. All right, so let's go ahead and take our finger 6 inches from our nose. Look at the finger, do not look at anything else but the finger. And straighten the arm as you watch the finger fade away. And then it's going to come close to you, so you're looking at it the whole time. Your eyes are getting exercise. You're having to look at a longer distance away and a closer distance. Exercising the muscles around the eyes that are holding the eyes in place. All right, now let's take it from one side to the other, constantly looking at the finger. All right, one side to the other. And then up and down. Okay, we're making kind of a cross here. Up and down. And now up to the diagonal and down to the lower corner, up to the diagonal again and down to the lower corner. Come to the center, up to the diagonal, down to the lower corner, up to the other diagonal and down to the lower corner. And come to the center and then outline an oval window with your eyes and your finger. Okay. And move in the opposite direction. Couple of times around. And then let's squeeze our eyes tightly shut and open them really wide and take a nice deep breath. And squeeze them shut and breathe out. And open them nice and wide and breathe in. All right. Now take your hands, if you have glasses on, put them on your lap if you can. Take your hands and rub them briskly. Get them nice and warm, and then put the palms over your eyes. The outside edges of your hands are on the bones around the eyes, and the palms are gently resting on the eyes, barely touching them. The fingertips are draped over the top of the head. Just breathe and feel the soothing nature of this exercise. Feels really good on the forehead, feels good on the eyes, feels good on the top of the head. And relax your hands. If you have glasses, put them back on. And sit back in your chair for Shavasana. Okay, just relax in your chair. This is your chance to not necessarily slump in the chair, but to just lean into the back of the chair and relax everything. You don't have to push into the ground or anything. So, do close your eyes if you're comfortable and begin to breathe. Breathe in and breathe out. Maybe notice your breath a little bit here. Notice it going in, and notice it coming out. Don't change it in any way, just notice it. And then feel the weight of your body on the chair, sinking into the chair. Feel the areas that feel pressure, like the upper leg and the buttocks. And perhaps the back of your body is leaning into the chair as well. Just feel all the points of contact and be aware of where you are, how you're feeling. And begin to breathe through the feet as if the oxygen was coming from the earth. Okay, just breathe in through the feet, up the legs, all the way to the hips. Just take nice deep breaths from the feet to the hips. Breathe in up the leg, and breathe out the leg back into the ground, up and down. And now, imagine that that breath is coming all the way up to the abdomen, and begin to breathe in and out of the abdominal area, from the hips all the way up to the neck. All right, just breathe in through the abdomen. And breathe back out through the abdomen. Breathe in, opening up the center part of your body, and breathe out. Breathe in, and breathe out. One more time. Breathe in and breathe out. Now imagine that you're breathing into the head, the entire head. You're just breathing into the head and back out of the head. All right? So everything inside your head, the brain and all the different parts of the brain are all getting infused with this oxygen, breathing in and out of the head. Here we go. Use your imagination to keep that breath going in and out of the head. Do it slowly. And now, breathe in from the bottom of the feet all the way to the top of the head and back down, out through the feet. So we're going to go completely up to the top and then back down again into the ground. Here we go. And include your arms in that too. Imagine the breath coming up the body, through the arms, and up into the head, and back down the arms and down the legs. And now just relax. I'll be quiet for a while, and then we'll bring it to a close. Now begin to notice your breath again. Notice it going in and out of your body. Just watch it come in and watch it go out. And begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Turn your wrists and ankles in circles, both directions. And close your eyes and welcome back to the room. Okay, thank you so much for joining me today in this class, my first ever video class. It wasn't perfect, the sound wasn't perfect, the lighting wasn't perfect, but we're working on it and we're working with it, and I hope to bring you a new one every week until this all blows over and I can be with you again. Alright, so let's bring our hands up for our final Satnams, and we're going to close our sacred space, our sacred circle, by chanting Satnam 3 times. It means truth is my identity, I am truth. And then we're going to end up with our little song. Okay, so breathe in to begin. Satnam. 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 May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. Satnam. Namaste.